everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at this. This is the Thermaltake Pure14 ARGB Sync kit. It's basically got 3 fans and a controller. Okay then everyone, this is what we're looking at today. It is the Thermaltake Pure14 ARGB Sync, which obviously the ARGB means it's addressable, Sync means that all of them sync together and so forth, but the basics is the ARGB fan pack, so there's 3 fans and it comes with a controller as well. So if your motherboard does not have the header for the fans, you can use the controller what comes with it, and that way you can change obviously all your different colours and so forth. The RRP for this, or the recommended retail price, is roughly around about the £55 mark, so it makes it pretty affordable, especially if you buy if you need multiple fans, because usually decent RGB fans can cost 20 quid a piece, and then the controller can cost you another £30 and so forth. So you get it all in one kit, so it's quite affordable doing it that way if you need the controller. So let's have a quick look at the box. So you can see there you've got Thermaltake, tells you all the stuff there. It's got RGB, 16.8 million colours. It's got 3 fans and the 1 controller. It tells you about it works with the Aura Sync, RGB from Gigabyte, the Fusion. You've also got MSI, and it'll work with all your other ones out there as well, presumably. So as you can see there, it's got 9 addressable LEDs. That's on each fan. 5-volt motherboard, ARGB Sync, and ARGB controller. So on the side, you can see a picture of the fan. You can see the controller. And you can also see a close-up of the actual fans with it, the anti-vibration mounting system. On the back, you can see it in a nice looking case. On the front it does say about it being on ideal for radiator or whatever, but ideally you could potentially use this in anything where you need 3 fans. So you need 3 RGB fans on the front of your case. You could potentially use it for that if you wish. But you can see here some of the lighting affects what it will actually let you do. On the other side is basically all your different languages and the basics. It's got a hangy on the top, and on the bottom it's just got a barcode. So other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Nice looking box, bit of a sheen to it. Again, with Thermaltake stuff, it's what they class as their premium range, these ones, and they are pretty good. But it does say on there, as I was saying, Radiator Fan TT Premium Edition. But as I said, it doesn't necessarily have to go on a radiator, but that's what they're marketing this pack as. So let's open it up. There we go. As you can see, it's still sealed. Okay. Okay, so first things you come across is all the cables. There's going to be your fan splitter, so you can plug 3 fans into the motherboard and it powers them there. It's got the 4-pin connection on there on all of them, so the obviously fans will adjust speed and so forth. You've also got an adapter here which will allow you to connect up to the RGB connection on a motherboard. You've got some more in the bag. You've got a SATA power cable connected up to the controller. You've got all your different options there, mode, colour and speed. And the only thing I'm not a fan of with having these little controllers is they will be inside your machine. So if you want to adjust anything, basically, you've got to take the side off your machine and start pressing the buttons. You can adjust the speed, the colour, the mode and so forth. I think it says it's 7 different modes. Obviously there'll be different speeds and then colours for each mode. I suppose you could sort of hang it out of the case, but it's going to look a little bit bad. I wish they'd come up with a way where it'd somehow you could stick it on the side of your case and then put the cable in through, basically, but not in this case. Screws, nice to see all the screws are black, and even more screws, and yet more screws for each fan, I'm presuming. Then you've got another RGB connector cable there. And let's have a look what we've got now. So here we go. Here's the fan itself. You can see it's a black fan. It's got rubber anti-vibration screw holes here. They are grey. The rest of the fan is black. The blades are white. They are partially, and when I say partially, only just slightly transparent. So you've got that there. Gives you the model number on the back, so if you want the exact model number of that fan, it's TT1425, so you can do some comparisons and so forth. So, but otherwise, we've got all the other fans in here. So you've got another two fans to make it 3 in total, and obviously both of them have got, or should I say all 3 of them have got the connections for your power and the RGB. Also inside the box you do have their manual, which basically tells you where everything goes and what to plug it in, what to not plug it in, and which board takes what connection and which way around it goes. So that's pretty good. So you've got Gigabyte one, which they've got the 3-pin connector, you've got the ASRock with a 4-pin, MSI and Asus what's got the, well, it's sort of 4-pin should I say, it's 3 with one missing in the middle. And then on the other side it tells you what all the bits are and so forth. There is also another little one in there, and that's just going to be your warranty information by the looks of it. Yeah, product one warranty card. So, but otherwise, looks like a pretty good kit. And as I said, it's got the ARGB controller on there. It allows you to set the controller up for wave, full light, RGB spectrum. You can turn it off as well, obviously. You've got flow, ripple, pulse, and blink. There's quite a few different options there, but obviously if you have got a RGB, or should I say ARGB, or addressable RGB, or digital RGB, whatever you want to call it, connection on your motherboard, then you can connect them directly up to that if you wished, instead of using the controller. Again, the controller makes things pretty good, because if you haven't got the connection you can use this, but again it's on the inside of your machine. So basically once you set the colours of how you want it, then it's got to stay like that until you open your machine up, unless you can figure out a way to get this cabling going through your chassis somehow. It would be nice if you could disconnect those somewhere so you could feed that through and feed those cables through your case somehow, and then stick it on the side of your case. But hey, that's just an idea. But otherwise, pretty good. So we'll have a test of these and see how they perform. Okay, so here's the testing. The full specs can be found on our website, but here's a quick rundown. The case was a Thermaltake level 20 MT ARGB. We disabled the fans for the testing so they won't interfere. Intel i3-8100 quad-core CPU, run over voltage to 1.3 GHz, so it would increase the temperature while testing. The RAM was 8 GB of DDR4 Team Delta T-Force RGB 2666 MHz memory. The power supply unit was a Xilinx P600W. The GPU was a RX 570 AMD Radeon. It's the 4 GB power cooler version. CPU cooler was a Skype Mugen Max. This is a 140mm air cooler, which we will test in the fans on. Storage is a Western Digital NVMe 250GB SSD. The motherboard was a Gigabyte Aorus B350M gaming free, and the operating system is Windows 10 Pro. We tested it on a few different fans, including the Arctic P140, the Skype fan what comes with the actual cooler, a Xilinx XP-F140.R, an Antec fan which we didn't have a model number for, a Casa Vegas TL, and obviously these Thermaltake Pure 14 fans. All fans were set to a 40% speed, so they would all have an even testing. All the case fans were disabled, and the only other fans working was the one on the PSU and the GPUs, which it didn't get hot enough for them to actually turn on. First of all, we did the idle tests. First of all, we ran the fans on the CPU cooler for 30 minutes at the 40% speed while the machine was doing nothing. That includes not being connected to the internet, so there's no updates or anything installing. All the fans roughly perform the same between 32 degrees Celsius and 34, with the Pure14 ran at 33 degrees Celsius, so in the middle of the table. After a 100% CPU burn for 30 minutes, the temperatures ranged between 53 degrees Celsius and 57 degrees Celsius. The Pure14 ran at 56 degrees Celsius, so it wasn't the hottest, but it wasn't far off. The maximum temperatures ranged between 60 degrees Celsius and 69 degrees Celsius, and the Pure14 ran at 63, so it was one of the cooler ones of the bunch. So in basics, it's sort of a middle runner in performance against these other fans, while its maximum temperature was lower than a lot of them. Its average temperature was slightly higher than a lot of them, and its idle temperature was sort of in the middle of the park. So, but again, this was testing one fan on the CPU cooler, and obviously these are designed to run free at once on one water cooler. But just bear in mind, if you are using these on a water cooler, this is a 14 centimeter, 140 millimeter fan. Most radiators only take 120 millimeter fans, so make sure if you are buying this, you either get the Pure 12 version, or otherwise you need a rad, which is going to be capable of running that 140 millimeter fan. At the moment, this product is available at Scan as well as Amazon. The links are in the description directly to the product on Amazon. But if you can buy it at a local independent store, I would recommend you do that. So here's the conclusion. The fans look great and perform well. The only real hang-up is the controller. I think Thermaltake could have done better on that. The fact that you have to open the machine to use a controller is unacceptable. There must have been a way to make it accessible from the outside of the case. I hope they do a new revision of the controller to fix that. Other than that, it's a great piece of kit, especially for its price. The standout point for me is the length of the cables. At a whopping 90 centimeters or 900 millimeters, you can pretty much route them around your case as many times as you want and any way, and they should be able to fit. And again, the daisy chain together these do. So generally, if you've got a water cooler, they would all be next to each other, but you could go 90 centimeters from one fan to the other, and then 90 centimeters to the third fan, and then 90 centimeters, potentially a little bit more once you add the controller in, to where you're plugging it into the machine. So that's a lot of cable. If you add it all up, you've nearly got 3 meters worth of cable in. So the pros are the cable length being 90 centimeters. Again, it's ideal for larger builds. The multi-purpose fans, even though the box states they are for radiators. Rubber anti-vibration screw holes. The fans look awesome and they cool adequately. On the negative side of things is that you have to take the side off the PC if you ever want to change the RGB lights if you haven't got it connected to the motherboard controller. And despite having 9 blades, it ran hotter than some of the others we have tested. For this device, we've decided to give it a gold award. So if you're looking for some ARGB fans, whether it's for a radiator or not, and you need plenty of cable length, then these may be the fans you've been looking for. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Don't forget to press the subscribe button over here. That way you'll get all the latest news and all the reviews we do on a weekly basis. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.